how do you balance out all of this with the idea that like you still have a wife that you love and a relationship that you also have to like foster, like you have to actively be a loving husband. Do you know what I mean? Like that, the
Yeah.
idea of like being able to do all these things, I don't know, I still am trying to figure out how anybody is able to like have a business, be a husband, be a dad, be a partner, be friends, be a son, be a brother, be a, like, you know, I don't understand how all those things fit together because, you know, I maybe I haven't studied it enough, or I haven't seen it happen, or I haven't practiced it. So like how are you balancing out all those things?
I don't know. I mean, that's like the true answer is like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of it is my wife. My wife's like rock star. And like, if I had to do this alone, I would be like, my kids would be a mess. I'd be a mess. Like the house would be a mess. Like, I don't even know. Like, so I don't know. I mean, it's almost like I'm like just feel lucky, you know, and I know that like, you know, you have kids and you know, marriage is tough in its own, but when you start getting pulled in different directions, and like my wife and I were like, yeah, we should have like date night once a week, you know, and like we've said that for years and we kind of still don't. And we like still want to like, you know, make time for just her and I and to go do things, but it's hard, you know. um I think the business was, I don't want to say regret because I hate that word, but the impact of trying to run a business and kids was probably the biggest impact. And obviously you need a job. Like if you don't have a job and you can stay home with your kids all day, great, but you got a job, so like, you know, it's like 9 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours of the day that you're away from your kids and things like that. And that's hard. But that's, you know, that's one reason why I got out of um, fire, right? Like I was a firefighter for many, many years, in a way, like kind of, you know, took early retirement. Um, and I'll tell you the story. So we rented an RV, and I'll probably get the ages a little off, but my oldest, she was like 6, and my youngest was like less than a year, like a year old. And we rented an RV and we're gonna go to Disneyland. So we drove to Disneyland, and we took a two week trip, right? And this was in oh 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 nine oh like yeah, oh nine maybe 2010 or something. Um, and you know, so I had these years of like being a wildland firefighter, and you know, I exclusively worked on a helicopter crew. So a lot of it would be like, hey, okay, I'm off to work. Like I'll see you later, and I could not come home for dinner. I could be gone for 3 weeks. I could be home for dinner. I could get a call in the middle of the night and be like, okay, I'm driving to the base. Like I'm out. And so there was this big like I wanted to be part of my daughter's life, and like being kind of pulled away from it was tough. I love my job, like, and I miss it in a lot of aspects for sure. But anyways, you fast forward to this road trip, and there was something on this trip that I was just like, I'm not going back. Like, and there was like this instant decision. There was this clarity, and there was a conversation with my wife saying, how can we make this happen? I'd been like coaching CrossFit and in the CrossFit for some years. And so I was like, oh, well, and then I knew enough people, enough about it. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll start a gym and I'll make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I'll be like, you know, mobility all day, hang out with my family all day. Like, first of all, that's not how it works. So anybody who's thinking about a gym is far from
That's
the
not it.
reality.
Yeah, that is
No,
absolutely not it. Yeah, the only
no,
mobility work you're getting is when you're bending over to clean the toilets. That's it. That's
yeah, yeah. Oh, completely. But that was it. So there was this like there was this active decision saying, you know what, like I don't want to be gone. I want to be part of my kids' lives more, and this is the way to do it. And needless did I know, having a small business was actually mm, it it was just as, or if not more disruptive than me being in fire. Um, and obviously, like it was new, like, you know, looking back, like, I didn't have any like real business experience, and I thought my leadership experience would translate. And I realized really early on that management is very different than leadership. And then going through like the whole like growing pains of that, like wanting to get everything done, working way too much, like life is out of balance. And I closed my gym a year ago, almost. And so it was the best thing I ever did. And now I'm able to like, you know, and even in the years leading up, like there was this conscious decision to, you know what, like, no, like I kind of learned to start to say no. And my family, like I was always thinking like I'm going to build this thing so then I can have time for my family. And that's actually a lot of, I hear a lot of people saying that, like, oh, I want to do this so then this. And I think when it comes to, you know being a father, which is a full-time job in itself, like learning how to do that, and um and with family and with kids, like there is no, if this then that. It's just, it's happening, right?